Hello and welcome along to Mondo Channel at Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be part 2 of when John Hall, or Hallgos73, came over with the stuff that he brought us. Now I'm going to link part 1 down below, and that is the stuff that I bought off John. Two very really good items that I was like so pleased to get at a really good price off John. And also this video is when this is the stuff that John gave me, which is amazing. It's 13 titles, so you're going to have a treat with this. So I think the video before I cut it is going to be about 45 minutes long, so it might be a bit of a long one, but it might be an interesting one as well, because we'll just chat about different things to do with the movies that we're showing, or different things in general. So also John would like to pass his thanks on by how warmly his videos have been received, and it's great to think that when people do these things, and John was very nervous, as we all are when we start these things, he's been welcomed at this community, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day, just welcoming people in if they want to try it, just helping them out and supporting them. So thanks once again off John for that, and also thanks again off me for that. It really has been great to do this and have it so warmly received. Okay, so without any further ado, here is part 2.
So I'm going to leave it up to John now, because he's going to take you through the stuff that he's brought across as a subscriber mail to me, and I just think this is quite unique. Well, it is to my channel, for somebody who's like come over with stuff to actually take it through, because sometimes you'll get some stuff and you look at it and you don't really know the story behind it, or you're a bit surprised about it, you don't really know too much about it. So I've got John here, so if I want to know a little bit more about any particular thing, I'll just ask him. He'll tell, I'm sure he'll tell us everything about it. So over to you, John.
Okay, well, I'll certainly try. Let's have a look. Okay, basically some of the titles I've got here are titles which I've either just upgraded, you know, from DVD to Blu-ray or whatever the case may be, or the titles which have arrived in the post, and once again it's been a dreaded case of the rattlers. Or these are titles which which I bought originally, and they may have been like a faulty release, and since then I've acquired a corrected release. Yeah. And so I'm passing the earlier incorrect release on, but I have in the meantime obtained a corrected disc. Okay, So first of all, I've got the DVD of Steve Wang's 1997 action comedy classic Drive. Yeah, now this one, again, I upgraded to Blu-ray, so I no longer need this DVD. As you can see, it's still sealed. It's been out for quite some time. The date on the case says 2000.
You know, really 2000?
21 years.
That was crazy.
But either way, it's a pretty solid action film. It's got some great choreography. It's probably the closest an American film has got to matching the choreography of Hong Kong. I mean, I could well be wrong. There may be others in there of the same.
He's quite a decent martial artist, actually.
He is actually mocked the cast, because yes, he's quite skilled. Yeah.
Thanks for that, John.
Okay.
It's sealed as well, because John likes to keep most of his stuff sealed. If you're not watching it, you keep it sealed.
Yeah.
As opposed to me, I like to open it, have a look at it, but I do like to keep the shrink wrap on if I can. And the problem with these ones is you can't really keep the shrink wrap on, but never mind. That's great, that, John. Yeah, did he do more? Did he do many more films?
He's done a few. I would think probably one of his most mainstream films was where he played the bad guy in Cradle to the Grave, the Jet Li film. From, I think it was 2002. I think it was Jet Li, and was it DMX? I could be wrong. The Cascos played the bad guy in that.
Yeah, he's actually Jet Li's done a lot more movies than you would think.
Oh, he has definitely, Jet Li. I mean, we're back from the early 80s. You know, up to really, I think. He hit it big in the early 90s when he played Wong Fei Hung in the Once Upon a Time in China films.
Have you seen Hero? That's brilliant.
Bits of it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, bits of it. Again, you know how I feel about these kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Great to look at, you know, lovely looking films, fantastic visuals, but again, the wire work doesn't really do it for me, and again, a bit too much political intrigue, I suppose, is what you could call it.
Yeah.
Right, so the next one we have is The French Connection 2. And again, as you can see, it's new and sealed. Really, once I picked up the British Blu-ray set with both The French Connection and The French Connection 2, I thought, well, there's no point in keeping all of this. So once again, it's going to a good home.
I haven't got it as well. That's the main thing. You know, you think that most of these things when John brings them over, I don't know if you can. I mean, you don't know what's exactly on your shelves, but I think you've got a good idea of what a site kind of have, in a way. You know, and you would probably know that there would be something that I know that you haven't got. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks, John.
The next one
I can't remember that one actually. I remember French Connection a lot, but I think that's one of the ones that I've seen, but I haven't seen that many times. So is that a region A, John?
It's a region here, yeah, it's from the US.
So that's the good thing about having. I don't know why they put them stickers on. I always find them a little bit weird.
They're hard to get off, aren't they? They can be hard to get off at times. Yeah.
Not as hard as the stickers on CEX, mate. Do you go on the CEX or you not bother?
No. It's I just tend to stick with either HMV and the like or online suppliers. Right. The next one we have is a Rattler release, but again I've since brought another one which the disc arrived fine, so hence I'm getting rid of this one. It's the Bermuda Depths, which I believe is a TV movie from, I think it's 1977, 1978. Again, I don't know, I've just fancied seeing this for a while, but once again when it arrived in the post with a disc loose in the case, I wasn't going to put up with that, so I just ordered another one. It arrived fine, so this is why I'm getting rid of this one. I've heard the picture quality on this is meant to be 4K good.
Really?
Apparently, so I read a review on an online website, and the review gave the picture quality apparently really stunning.
Wow.
I mean, you will be a better judge than I of that.
The whole. Sometimes you get some amazing Blu-rays, you know, and sometimes you think you're looking at the 4K.
Well, this one has. Let's have a look. It has both the 1.33.1 US broadcast television version and the 185.1 international theatrical version. So you've got two versions, and an audio commentary by Amanda Reyes and Lance Vaughan. So there we go.
Thanks, John. I must admit I haven't heard of this movie, but I like things with sort of like ships and stuff like that, and like, you know, like the deep and that type of thing. But I'm going to open this, John, because obviously with it being a Rattler, just to see, because I would imagine that these things, I don't think they often get really damaged, but then again,
there's always a possibility. Yeah,
you just don't know, don't you? Oh, the Warner Brothers collection. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wish they would release these ones over here.
Well, they have. I mean, HMV have done some of them, like the likes of okay.
It's all right now.
Looks okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Brilliant.
But for me, it's just the stigma of a loose disc in the case, which just is enough to put me off. It's a bit like it's for some people to have like a disc and it's cut. You know, it's just the principle of it being cut. You know, it's enough to sort of.
Oh no, that's
rain on the parade, so to speak. You know,
my big sort of pet hate, and also as well, the fact is you like to keep most of your stuff sealed as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So you don't want to keep a Rattler sealed.
No.
You don't want to open it to find out if it's all right. You know, that's.
I don't know, just where I am. I mean, I'd be just where I am, I suppose.
Well, that's what you do.
Okay, so the next one up is the 2-disc set of the classic Black Christmas from 1974.
Yeah.
Again, a superb slasher. This one of the classics. You know, once again, it was a case of the Rattlers. It came. I don't know if one or 2 discs are both loose in this case. Hopefully, just the one. But again, jam packed with special features. I believe
is that the Scream Factory one?
It is, yeah.
I thought it looked like it.
I think there's 2 different chances of the film on this one as well. I'm not really. I think so. I'm not certain, but again, hopefully it's only 1 disc and not 2, which is loose. So have a look at that one.
I love the covers that Scream Factory do. I think they're nice. I like and usually that's another one of the companies that you get, and you kind of know you're going to get one that's a decent quality. You know, they're not really renowned for putting out rubbish.
I do like more so the covers by Paul Shipper. He done the covers for the Mad Max case and the Escape from New York. I mean, superb, brilliant artwork on those covers. Excellent. Just the one?
Yeah, just the one, John.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. Okay, looks okay. Should play fine. Reversible sleeve as well.
I know. It's not that actually. So there's the reversible art. I think the only reason I would change that is if I had the slipcover on and the slipcover had that on it.
Yeah.
I would swap it round like I think most people do. but I would leave it at the one that's on there because I think that's, for me, that's the best one. Excellent. Who's in this again?
It's Olivia Hussey and John Saxon, Margot Kidder. Is it
Margot Kidder? That's what I'm thinking of.
They're Keir Dullea from 2000. Was he 2001? Was he?
Oh, him.
Yeah, he's in it as well.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
It's a long time since I've seen that, like John.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Excellent film.
Nice.
And the good thing,
these did, the smaller boxes I think are great. I think we should do them over here.
The good thing is with that particular film as well, the killer in that film, he's a very human killer, but very, very disturbed. He's not some like unstoppable madman like Michael Myers or Jason or
it's someone who can't be beaten.
Yeah, but he just something very. And the thing is, the film spends quite some time with him, and the way the noises he's making. He's quite a disturbed character. Next up is the US release of the excellent early 70s TV movie, I think from 1973, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I picked this up because I thought we'd never see it over here. However, HMV's recently released it, which I was glad to see. So once I picked it up, this one's going to a good home. No rattler, so that's absolutely fine. And remastered transfer, couple of audio commentaries on this one. Again, back from a time when some TV movies were actually quite good.
They used to be, didn't there? Was like a good time in the 70s. They were excellent.
You can think of like Dark Knight the Scarecrow, Don't Go to Sleep. I would love to see that one on Blu-ray. And there's a handful of others as well.
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot. Well, yeah, yes. Fair enough. It was a TV serial in 2 parts, but superb as well. Toby Hooper done a great job of that one.
But keep forgetting that Toby Hooper did that as well.
Yeah, and it is. Even now it still shocks.
Yeah, it does.
Just the very sight of Reggie Nolder as Mr. Barlow, and it's all these bald, pale.
I know. I don't know. What are you saying, like John?
Don't put the bite on us, John. Right, so there we go. That's Don't Be Afraid in the Dark. Well worth a watch.
Weirdly enough, this one, when you come across a movie and you see it in the HMV and this is on the premium one, I thought, wow, that's a strange one for the premium titles to do. I know they've got a lot to do with the Warner Brothers stuff. This is the Warner Brothers, isn't it?
It is, your card collection, yeah.
So I'm interested to see that because I did look at it. I didn't know about this one actually, and I would have picked it up when it became, the 2 for £15 sale. So I don't usually go for them when they're full price. So I would have actually got this one. So that's a huge saving as well. Some of these, even though they say Region A, you can put them on and they will play on like sometimes a Region 3, but they don't say they are.
Right. I think the Warner Blues, US Blu-rays tend to be Region 3. I know that was. I've never
seen this, mate. I've never seen that movie.
Well, that was remade. I think it was remade 2010 with Katie Holmes. I've never seen a remake. I've just got no intention of. But that's very enjoyable film. Next up, we have again another import release, Trailer Trauma 5, 70s Action Attack. Basically, a compilation, just over 3 hours of various trailers of action movies from the 70s. Again, I have a spare copy of this. So again, I didn't need this one. I've got the first 4 Trailer Trauma compilations, and they're all, fantastic. If you like the trailer discs, you can't go wrong with them. I also recommend the Australian Umbrella Entertainment DVD Driving Delirium. I think 6 volumes of them. Again, brilliant trailer compilations.
I've got a couple of trailer compilations up there. What are the ones I've got?
The Kung Fu Severance, Kung Fu,
I've got the Kung Fu
Trailers of Fury.
Yeah, and there's the two horror ones that I've got. What's them again? I wouldn't care. Is it on the? Oh, what's the label again? It's Nucleus. They did 2.
The Grindhouse Trailer Classics.
That's it.
I think it was 4 volumes, wasn't it?
Yeah,
on
I
DVD.
got 2 of them, but I really enjoy them, man. See some wild trailers, man. That's great. And this is another one where I didn't have no idea this thing even existed in the whole planet. But I'm a big fan of these things, and there's some that really. It's one of the ones where you say I put it on and watch. I watch 30 minutes. 3 hours later,
you're hooked.
I watch the whole lot. You don't understand how it's happened because you think. Because you would never watch something for 3 hours normally, like a 3 hour movie. You think, oh, I've got to have a break here. But these ones, you can. I think it's because they're so but they're only like minutes or 2 minutes long.
That's it. And
these things are very, very watchable, I find.
And the good thing as well, they can work as like an introduction to other films you might never have seen, which you might be tempted to watch after seeing the trailers and some of these. You might see a trailer, you might think, hey, that looks good, I'm going to give that a go.
Well, I did remember having a pen and paper, and I wrote out a load of trailers that I saw in that them 2 trailer classic things that I looked at. And I got them because the trailers look that good. Sometimes the trailers look a bit much better than the film is, but you get a flavour, don't you, when you think, oh, that's all right. Usually exploitational, fun, mayhem.
Right. Next up, we have the Thai martial arts actioner Chocolate, which again is from the same studio who brought us the Ong Bak and Warrior King films. You know, the Tony Jaa classics. This one's actually pretty good. I mean, again, I have a spare copy. I didn't need this one. Because to be honest, sometimes when I buy a second copy, it could be as a backup. I've had some bad experiences with laser rots when I had laser discs, which have left a bit of a lasting impression, shall we say. But again, there's some great fights in this. Again, it's a lot of quite painful stunts, quite painful hits. You know.
Do you think Deborah would like that title?
I do. That was one of the reasons. Well, I was thinking of Deborah when I put this one.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. So hope you should enjoy it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, John. I have heard of this movie. And does it have a UK release?
This is a UK release.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. It does have one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let me add. No, it's brilliant. I think no, it's not. I was thinking it was a thin box, but it's not. It's an old box. That's that'll be one. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that with Deborah, because usually when I pick movies up and they're like horror movies, and I'll say, "What do you think about this?" Because she wanted to watch A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
So I says, "Are we going to watch A Quiet Place?" But as soon as I say any of these, she goes, "Yeah," straight away. So yeah, that's good. We don't have to. Sometimes we spend that long thinking about the movie. We never get to watch one. How many times have you been there before?
Oh yeah. Well, here we go. The next one is the Jimmy Wang Yu classic, The Man from Hong Kong. When this was originally released, I believe there was a aspect ratio problem with one of the films, which was included in the bonus features. Stunt Rock, I think it is. I think it was supposed to be 235, but I think the ratio was incorrect somehow. Right. So again, I brought and corrected this sooner or later. So again, I don't need this one. So really, there's nothing wrong with the actual presentation of the film itself. It's just one of the extras, and there's a load of extras on this. I mean, this is a great film. You know, there's so much to enjoy in here. You know, and
is he still going? Is he still alive, Jimmy Wang Yu?
I think he is. Yeah, I mean,
was it like early 70s?
It was 1975, I think, thereabouts. Yeah, and it's got George Lazenby, the one-time James Bond.
Yeah.
And also Yukis Boon, who was the toe cutter in Mad Max.
Oh, really? He's just died recently.
He was in Mad Max Fury Road.
No,
he's
just died.
What a shame.
No, he was good actually. I couldn't believe that he was actually in Fury Road after like all that time of not being in a Mad Max movie. And he's a different character, like.
And also has a small role for the great Sammo Hung, one of my personal favourites.
Oh.
So again,
he's good in Ip Man, Sammo Hung. I think he did a good part.
He's still got it. I mean, I think he must be around 70 now. He's late 60s, early 70s, maybe thereabouts. He's still in there. He's still got it.
Not bad.
So again, The Man from Hong Kong. This is well worth a watch. If you like a bit of Australian exploitation, or if you just like Jimmy Wang Yu, well worth a watch.
Well, I've just picked up Chinese Boxer, which is Jimmy Wang Yu as well. And I'm sure I've got another film of him, but I can't remember what that is. But no, that's excellent. Big fan of this type of movie, as you know. I think you always get some enjoyment out of them, whether it be cheesy fun or really good martial arts, or something like storyline. I think they're very watchable.
I believe that transfers 4K mastered as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Umbrella as well. Yeah, that's the Australian, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, they're a good label actually. Yeah,
they are actually.
And
I would imagine that this would, you take it off and you put it round and you get rid of that.
I hope so. Yeah.
I think you do actually, because I know all the other ones I've got. It's been the German ones as well. In fact, while you're getting that, John, I'll open this one up and just see if that happens. You never know. It doesn't matter really if you can't get rid of it. But sometimes I don't mind particularly like age certificates. but well, we're from the days in VHS when there was not such a thing as an age certificate at all. Was it? You didn't see one at all.
Back in the good old days, pre-VRE.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Ah, it is.
You're right. It's gone. Yeah, it's not there.
That's a no-brainer to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if people in Australia do that as well. I would imagine so.
I don't know. But, I like later in that film where Yukis Boon. I think I think after Jimmy Wang Yu's had this big fight in the kitchen with I think the Australian stuntman Grant Page, and I think Yukis Boon plays the cop who sort of kicks off with Jimmy Wang Yu for causing so much trouble. He says, "This is Australian, mate. Not 55 bloody days of King." It's a great line out. Next up is another Umbrella release. It's the Canon Classics double bill of Death Wish 2 and Death Wish 3. Now this is the uncut version of Death Wish 2, but there's also a DVD which includes the theatrical, TV and Greek VHS versions of Death Wish 2. They all have different, I believe, different footage or alternative takes or whatever the case may be. But the Blu-ray has the uncut Death Wish 2 and Death Wish 3, all both on the same disc with some pretty good extras as well, like a 52-minute making of featurette with behind-the-scenes footage of Death Wish 3, Runaway Train and House. Which I'm assuming is the Steve Miner film, 85. You get a few more extended interviews with some of the cast, including Alex Winter from Bill and Ted.
Really?
Yeah, Alex Winter.
Oh God, he's in that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
you're right.
Let's have a look.
He's one of the maggots.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Let's have a look, and you get a few more extras as well. But this is the uncut version of Death Wish 2, so be warned. Yeah, I'll say nothing more about that.
That's it. Can you get the uncut version in the UK? No. I thought you couldn't.
No.
You can get the uncut version of Death Wish, though, can't you?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So who would you think? Because obviously I haven't got Death Wish. Who would you say was the best one to get for Death Wish to put in the set?
Well, I mean, Death Wish. I mean, the UK version, I believe, is just the same as the US version. The uncut version of the film with the trailer, as far as I'm aware. So, if you buy the UK version of Death Wish, I don't think there's any difference between that and the US one.
I'll swap this around, but I know that'll be gone from there.
I know the US Blu-ray.
I like that cover, man. You know, the VHS cover.
Actually, when I was a kid back in about 86, 87, I had the VHS poster of that on my bedroom wall. It was a great big massive poster. You know, great artwork where you stand there with a Magnum. You stand there like that with a Magnum. Yeah, great poster.
Got a little bit of Bronson, man. I reckon he was rock hard in real life. I reckon he was a real hard nut.
Well, I mean, when you look at him, I mean, he was a big fella, and that was apparently when he was younger. When he young lad, he used to work in the mines. That's how he developed his chiseled physique, you know. So
got some arms on him, got some guns on him. Yeah. Well, literally, he's got the guns, hasn't he?
The next one up is the Blue Underground Blu-ray DVD combo of Amsterdam's.
Ooh.
The Dutch Dick Maas horror from the roughly late 80s, I believe.
That's nice.
1988, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now, again, the reason I'm dispensing with this was because when this first came out, there was compression errors on the Blu-ray, and again, there were corrected discs issues, so I managed to obtain a corrected disc. It's that one here. Wow. Again, so I'm passing this one on because I've since bought a corrected release with the disc inside the case.
Yeah.
Again, just the way I like to do things, just the way I am.
Yeah, I'll see what you got.
But all sealed. Nothing wrong with it.
I must admit, that's a great movie. It's one of the movies that came out and it really blew you away, and then just kind of vanished. It was really hard. It just went under the radar because it's like in the water, isn't it? But such an interesting story I found. I don't think I've come across one like it, if I'm honest.
You've got a great speedboat chase in that as well. And I like the opening credits where it's from the killer's point of view when he's under the water.
Yeah.
And when he pops up, you see where he is when he pops back down the water. When he comes up again, he's somewhere else. It's really well done.
No, it's good. It's clever to think that you could get that sort of this like scuba diver going killing people in the canals of Amsterdam. Very good.
And I believe it was a few years earlier, 83, Dick Maas directed The Lift, about a lift with a mind of its own, a killer lift or something like that.
Yeah, I keep hearing about that. I don't think I've ever seen it, but yeah.
Once again, Blue Underground did The Lift on Blu-ray again, so it should still be available if you ever want to give it a go.
No, that's great, that, John. Reel's one of the ones where it's been on my radar for a long time, but I've been waiting for someone to kind of release it in a way. Obviously, Blue Underground, as you know, you can't follow Blue Underground, can you? They're just so
top label.
They are, aren't they? And Bill Lustig still keeps his. He's still got it, hasn't he? He's still keeping an eye on it. And he's for the most part, he's retained the movies that he's bought, or been involved with, which is really good actually. Because how many times have you heard of Arrow stuff going out to print?
I know.
You can't get it for love of the money.
But again, I mean, Blue Underground on one of those labels like the Synapse and what have you. It's you know, when you see those names, you know you're going to get a value for money. You know.
I like clear cases as well.
Okay, and the next one, excuse the finger, is Tower of Evil. This is the Scorpion release. Again, as you can see, it's brand new. Seal has a slip case, which I know you like the slip case.
Yeah, you're right there, mate.
Now, once again, the story with this was, I believe, when it first came out, there was error in some kind of audio glitch, audio error, I don't know what it was. But again, it was re-released with the corrected disc inside. So I've got one of them, so I don't need this. So once again, I have the corrected disc obtained, which is this one here.
Well, actually, as well, going back to the Friday the 13th that you got us, which did have the wrong disc in it, you gave me them as well as the corrected disc, which meant I could have went with the set and got in touch with them. But I didn't have to do anything. I just obviously just took them off you and with all the stuff in it.
Well, there was no way I was going to sell you a box set without obtaining the corrected discs. Man, I knew there was what you wanted in the first place.
I appreciate you doing that. I didn't even think that was a thing that you were going to do. No, it's brilliant.
Okay, so we'll have Tower of Evil with the corrected disc as well with it.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to, I mean, that's a nice slipcase, isn't it? I like these ones that are like a bit kind of, they're just a bit garish, a bit like kind of exploitation and sensation in a way.
Oh yeah.
You know, they might not be like the greatest, the kind of greatest presented, but to me I prefer that to something like a really big blockbuster type of, like old school.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's face it, when it comes to like artwork, you can't beat the old school artwork. I mean, you just don't get it anymore.
No.
You know, I mean, you've got guys like Graham Humphreys, and like I say, Paul Shipper, Joe Struzan. I mean, you know, like great, you know, expert names in the field.
Yeah.
But you know, the halcyon days of, you know, fantastic artwork for great films, which is sadly long gone.
No, you're right. And how many times you're in the video shop you saw the best cover ever? It might not have been the best film, but you had a really good, you know, the covers just to speak to you, didn't it?
I mean, you can see that, you know, great concepts, great artwork, and you can see there's been some real effort made into it, you know, and you just don't get that nowadays, I'm afraid. Right, so the next one is Ip Man, The Legend is Born, US Blu-ray with a slipcase. Once again, another rattler which arrived in the post, which, as I've said, makes my blood boil. I can't get away with it. I don't know if it's the Blu-ray or the DVD which is loose. Hopefully it's the DVD. This is actually a pretty good film. It's, I mean, fair enough, Donnie Yen isn't in it, but Dennis too, who plays Ip Man, he's pretty good. He's not Donnie good, but he's certainly watchable, and it's a good film. You know, I don't think it's very historically accurate as some of these later Ip Man films tend to be.
They can have a bit poetic license to them, but it's enjoyable, and it does sort of embroider the tale a touch. But you know, I
mean, great fights as well. Great fights, and you've also got the added benefit of seeing once again the great Sammo Hung and Yoon Biao, and it was one of those great to watch. You know, the old two school legends. So again, I don't know if you want to check this out to make sure that
I will do.
Scotch disc.
Thanks, John. But Deborah will be watching that, and also she's a big fan of Wing Chun as well. Because I'd said to her, when I originally said about Ip Man, and she went, no. And I said, no, just give it a chance. And I said, it tells you about Wing Chun. And then she said, what? And I went, Wing Chun? She goes, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, Wing Chun. So I says, just hang on. So anyway, what she was thinking, she wasn't into it.
Yeah.
But when she went and watched it, she realised that that type of thing, Wing Chun, which is amazing. And she said, is it a proper thing? She says, oh yeah, it's a proper thing. It's not just some doing for a laugh.
It's what Bruce Lee started training in, because Wing Chun, Ip Man, if I'm not mistaken, Ip Man's real son is in that. I think is it Ip Chen or Chun or something like that. I think he's an older man in it. You know, he's quite some age, but he's still he's still pretty handy with the Wing Chun.
Because Ip Man died about 72, didn't he?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
Because did he die just before Bruce Lee? Or just after?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
So that's the, I don't know what that is. Is that, I can't really make that one out. Can you make that one out, John?
It's a DVD.
There you go. So it's right on there.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll give it a go because, like I say, fair enough. It's not a Donnie Yen Man movie, but it's well worth a watch. It's enjoyable.
No, I mean, I know that I prefer Donnie Yen, but I don't mind getting these things. Tell you what, I just noticed another thing that I like about slipcovers as well is the fact of a nice little bit of embossing there.
I thought you were going to say that, yeah.
I like to say that. Are you a fan of embossing, John?
I don't mind it, yeah. If it enhances the slipcase, why not?
Yeah, that's a nice slipcase, that, isn't it?
It is quite good, isn't it?
Yeah. I know the strange things. I don't understand what they are. Why they need to do that? You know, you cut a bit of the box out.
Maybe it's just for scanning the item. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Why didn't just put it in the box?
I know.
I don't know. It's not a thing, but you know, it's just a thing I've noticed on American releases that they kind of do that.
And you know who else is in that? Fan Xiu Wong, Ricky O.
Is he
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Ricky
Oh
O.
yeah. And bear in mind, he was in the original Man as well, wasn't he, with Donnie Yen? He played the Northern Fighter.
Did he? Is that
Yeah,
him?
he's I think Donnie Yen he sticks the dust on his mouth or something.
Aye.
That's Fan Xiu Wong.
I never knew that. Well,
Yeah,
see,
it
this
is,
is why it's good to have John around, because I wouldn't have. I've just seen him in Ricky O. I haven't seen him in nothing else.
Well, you know story of Ricky.
Yeah.
You know, Fan Xiu Wong plays Ricky, and you know the guy who plays the warden. You know the false eye.
Oh yes, I
think he's got the hook for a hand. He's Fan Xiu Man, and he's Fan Xiu Wong's dad. So it's father and son in the story of Ricky.
Really?
I'm not kidding you. No, I'm not kidding you. So basically,
you heard it here first.
In the story of Ricky, Fan Xiu Wong plays Ricky O, and I think it's Fan Xiu Man, I think they call him, plays the warden with the hook for a hand, and they're father and son in real life.
Because he's the one who's got like the horrible son in the movie.
No, you're thinking of the guy who transforms into like the.
Yeah, right. The one who gets
the
Hulk, like
a exactly.
Hulk thing.
The prison warden is a guy like I think he's got a false eye, and like I see, he's got like a hook for hand,
yeah, maybe getting them mixed. Because I know there's like two sort of like bad guys.
That's right.
Getting them mixed up actually.
I
need to see Ricky O again soon.
Anyway, sadly, I believe Fan Xiu Man. I believe he died. He died recently. I could be wrong, but I think he's no longer with it. And the last one we have is Ip Man Kung Fu Master. Again, another slipcase release. To be honest, I'm not really fussed on the artwork on this. It's a bit generic. It's not too much to it for me personally. This is the latest Ip Man film starring Dennis To. Again,
so there's a lot more Ip Man movies than you would think.
There is, yeah. I mean, I've only ever seen, like I've said so far, parts 1 and 2. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest sooner or later. God knows.
Part 4 is really good. Yeah.
Right.
But part 1's the best for me.
Oh yeah. I might even prefer part 2, but then again, who knows? Again, this is the latest one. I didn't think this was going to come out over in the UK, so imagine my surprise when I saw the Blu-ray on the shelves. With it, as far as I'm concerned, the UK Blu-ray has got a better slipcase than this.
Right.
I think the artwork's better. It's more variety.
I might have seen it in the shop, but I've kind of seen some Ip Man ones, but not really went to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I've heard mixed reviews about this one, but for me personally, as long as the fights are great and as long as the film looks good, I'm happy. So there we go.
Right. Well, that's amazing. That, and to think that Magnet here, I see Magnet quite a lot. You know, like more than you would think.
Yeah.
So is he the same people, or is it a different sort of story? Don't follow on from each other, independent?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. That one seems to be more of like a rehash of what's gone before. I mean, I could be wrong. I've never actually seen it, just based on what I've read online.
Yeah. So he could be like looking for sort of not a remake, but like retelling of the story.
Something like that. Yeah.
As opposed to like a fresh spin-off. So what was that spin-off one we were talking about before?
Master Z.
Yeah, I really fancy that one actually.
You can get it. You can get it on Blu-ray over here by Universal.
Can you? Oh,
Yeah, you can.
No,
Yeah. You get it. I've seen it in HMV many times.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Batista.
Yes. Yeah. You can get it over here on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Wow.
Master. The only reason I picked up the import was because there's more extras. I don't think ours has any or few extras.
I'll have to have a look for that one because it would have been a spin-off of those movies, the Ip Man movies, I thought. And Donnie Yen's producing it, I think, so makes me think, well, I'll check that one out. But I like Ip Man, the story. I like Wing Chun actually in the movies. I think Wing Chun is a great thing to watch. You know, it's quite like watchable.
Well, if you like Wing Chun, then I can heartily recommend the Sammo Hung classics, The Prodigal Son and Warriors 2. Because again, I believe they're about Wing Chun as well, and they're two classics, old school classics. You know, I mean, again, Eureka's doing them on Blu-ray I think it's next year. They've got a double bill of The Prodigal Son and Warriors 2 coming out on Blu-ray. So it's Eureka, so you know it's going to be great.
Oh yeah.
You know.
What's that? They've done one. I think it's Eureka. The recent 8 movies on one.
Oh, the Joseph Quo. Yes,
that looks really good.
Was Cinematic Vengeance, 8 films.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen, I think, 1 or 2 of his films.
It's got the golden.
18 golden bronze men shouting or something.
And they're like painted.
Yeah, they're all painted gold. Yeah. It's,
I bet that come off easy in the shower. Not.
I've only ever seen, I think, one which is in the box set, which was 7 Grandmasters. That wasn't too bad from what I remember, but I've watched the trailer for that particular box set, and I'm not really too fussed on it, truth be told. I tend to stick more with the Golden Harvest, Shaw Brothers, seasonal films, and some of the independent stuff is great. Don't get me wrong, but I tend to stick to what I know.
Yeah.
You know, and like I say, based on what I've seen of Joseph Quo, nothing personal against him or anything else to do with these films. I just don't really see my bag.
Well, it's amazing. Some I could talk to you for hours, John, and we could probably do a sort of we could do a podcast for a week just talking for it, but it's amazing for that. And I've got to say, I'm really impressed by what we've got. So put it there.
My pleasure, no bother.
That's right, and this. So I'm going to hold this massive stack up here, and just say, as to recap, to say, look at that. Now that's a subscriber mail and a half, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, John.
Now they're going to a good home, so I'm quite happy. with that.
Well, you know, I appreciate them when I watch them, and I take care of them as well. Because everything that anybody sends is obviously I take care of and I cherish. And as I've done with this, because obviously the stuff you sent in the past, it's all still on my shelves, isn't it? It's all.
I saw quite a few of them upstairs. But
you were thinking, and I knew there was this, because obviously you do import a lot more than I do, so some of these imports that you get, I've got a shelf sort of more dedicated to that. And you can see a lot of your titles like stacked together. You know, especially a lot of kung fu movies I've got off you. You know, like them sort of really over the top, like Tokyo Go piece, all that type of movies, which I think were brilliant actually. So, and that's another thing where I might not have went down that alley if I didn't know about them, but you kind of turn us onto them movies, which is great.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can get Tokyo Go Police over here now on Blu-ray, can't you? Yeah.
I never thought that'd come out here.
Yeah,
but it's so over the top. I think this has flown really well, and it's obviously it's. I just say it's as me getting the stuff, not knowing what this stuff is going to be. I knew about the things that I got off John, which I'm so pleased to get them, and really I didn't even know till John told us that Ip Man was available on 4K. It's not available over here. As with the Halloween one, which is going to be a day one purchase for me. So John put that one to one side and said, you know, would I like first refusal? Yes was, of course, my answer. And so there you go. So thanks to John for coming over and bringing me this stuff. It's just absolutely amazing. And also, we've recorded quite a few things. You might have seen one already. I know there's another thing that we did when John was going through my collection. He was having a look at it and we're just talking about it. So that's a really good video actually. It'll be another long one, but it's I think they're entertaining. Hopefully you'll enjoy the fact that it's this. I'd only put out huge videos, and this is probably going to be the longest video I've ever put out, but I hope that you're going to enjoy the fact that it's like that. I know that we've talked about, me and John have talked about getting together, doing much more stuff like this. Now that you can, with COVID being, you know, at bay a bit, and we just wanted to do this a bit more often, and I would love to think that John will get a channel sometime, because when he's sorted out and he can get his collection out and show everybody it, he'll have a great channel, I know he will, and his knowledge is just next level. So thanks for watching, you take care, and
thanks for watching. Yeah, take care. I do hope I haven't cost my friend John any subscribers, but hopefully not, but take care, and thanks for watching. All the best.
okay, so we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Cheers.